Scotland has almost 800 offshore islands, the most remote of which is the archipelago of St Kilda. To reach this isolated island group, we depart from a harbor in the Inner Hebrides on the Isle of Skye. This area is lashed by some of the fiercest storms in the British Isles, which makes getting there half the fun.
About 30 miles away now, so yeah, we'll follow the gannets that will take us out to Borrowing. I hope they're not lost as well and they're following us.
What kind of sharks are those?
Masking sharks.
This near endangered species is the second largest living fish and reaches lengths up to 26 feet. A slow-moving filter feeder, it tends to stay in warmer waters near the surface. Also sharing the surface are the Atlantic puffins. This is the largest colony in Great Britain.
We spend most of the year out in the middle of the Atlantic. They only come in to breed. But everything has its own place, you know, like on the sea cliffs, like the cormorants and shags are always down near the bottom. On the very steep cliffs that's in there, you can see some of the guillemots, some of the kittiwakes and stuff. Up in the grass will be the seagulls and the puffins.
A boat trip around the islands gives us a chance to view the impressive cliffs and sea stacks. It is also an opportunity to observe Britain's largest seabird colony. And now it's time to go ashore to explore Herda, the largest of the 5 islands in this archipelago.
I was looking at the Thames last week. It wasn't quite so clean as this, going through the middle of London. Up on the top, up by the lighter. I like to be enjoying wandering around and exploring. You know, that's what it's there for. One part around us, try to find your own beautiful spot.
The village is quite an easy walk going up where below where those birds are flying now, going up to the valley, and you go up, short steep climb to start, then it's flat, and a short steep climb to finish.
As we hike along Main Street, 2 types of houses are evident. The rounded stone houses on the left were called black houses and date to the 1830s. When a major storm blew the roofs off in 1860, more modern masonry techniques were used to build new houses with windows and tin roofs in between the black houses. The graveyard sits behind the main street, surrounded by an impressive oval wall. Most of the headstones are simple and unmarked. By 1930, the population had declined from a peak of 180 to 36, and they requested evacuation and resettlement to the Scottish mainland, some returning only after death for burial here. Amongst the buildings, we find small stone sheds covered with earth and turf. The walls have gaps so that the wind can whistle through them, keeping things inside dry and cool. They were used to preserve food, such as dead seabirds, eggs, and crops. This primitive but effective refrigeration is unique to this island. Some of the stone formations have boat-like shapes. Soil samples have dated these to about 1800 BC. This island has evidence of Viking visits and occupation during the Bronze Age. A flock of primitive sheep found nowhere else in the world have survived on these islands and are similar to the wild ancestors of modern sheep. The St Kilda wren is a distinctive subspecies of the Eurasian wren and is endemic to St Kilda. St Kilda is also home to the oldest and largest colony of fulmars in Great Britain, estimated at nearly 70,000 pairs. But the most interesting bird on St Kilda has got to be the great skua.
The highest point is the 1,200-foot cliff. Now, if there's good eyes, you'll see that those people there have got rather large birds flying near them. They are great skuas, and anywhere to the right of that radio mast you'll find these skuas. And they're large brown seabirds, and they'll try and drive you away from their chicks and their eggs, which there are chicks around at the moment. So you'll see a fluffy brown penguin about so high, waddling about, screaming, "Mummy, mummy, humans!" And the mummy comes along and swoops at you, and if you don't get the hint, they can actually bang you on the head quite forcibly. So you've got the deterrent, a walking pole, extend it fully and hold it up, and they won't come closer than the highest point. If you don't have a walking pole, hold your arm up, and they'll swoop past the top of your hand, not to give you a cough around the ear, which actually literally can happen.
Yeah.
St Kilda is indeed a magical place and well worth the effort it takes to get here.